You know, in recent years, it's become more and more evident that gaming YouTubers have been mentioning their favorite games more and more. More games are getting remade, and of course, more games are getting made. And you start to wonder, with all the flashy new graphics, is anything ever going to change? Will flashy graphics change someone's favorite game for better or for worse? Now, certain YouTubers would say their favorite game is Banjo-Kazooie. Some would say it's something old school, like the original Mario. Some would say it's something more new. This is not my favorite game. If we're being 100% honest here, I would probably say Dead Space 1 is my favorite game. On different days, I feel like different games are my favorite game. I think everyone has that moment where, you know, even people who think undisputably their favorite game would be, say, StarCraft 2, which I've never played, but I've heard people like. I don't think anyone would say that 365 days a year, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, their favorite game never changes. They would be willing to play one game for the rest of their life and for the rest of eternity. Now, as I've said, this is not my favorite game. I feel like the story could use a little bit of improvement. The ending is a bit lackluster for my taste. And, well, I'm sure all my fans know that, all, 86 of you, I'm sure all of you know that there's only 16 enemies in this whole game. So it's not exactly a hack and slash, which is more my taste. But in recent years, I've come to appreciate this game for what it is. Now, it has its fair share of rage-inducing moments, that's for sure. There are several Colossi in this game that I wouldn't mind if I never saw, if they were completely ripped out of this game. The game can feel extremely empty at times, as, again, there are a handful of enemies and only a few collectibles, which you could beat the game completely without. But the more you play this game, the more you realize you really don't need to change it. The more you realize that rage, emptiness, lack of content, it all equals out to a surprisingly stunning game. And that is Shadows of the Colossus. I only recently compared to most people, ended up playing this game in, I don't know what year, but I played it on the PlayStation 3 in its Ico and Shadows of the Colossus. I keep calling it Shadows of the Colossus, that's my bad. In its Ico dual release. Although I never played Ico. Who a lot of people say Ico is a prequel, and that some of the story kind of comes from that, but not really. Can I skip this? How do you skip? Okay, skip cinematic. So this is as basic of a story as you can get. You're a boy trying to rescue a girl who is in a coma, and you venture out to do so. On the way, there are enemies to fight, and you discover darkness in your own heart, and secrets which could tear you apart in the end. 100%. Now, of course, I'm simplifying things, but in reality, is that not what this game is? But again, it doesn't need to be anything more. Like I said, with rage-inducing moments and emptiness, it might seem that I'm ragging on this game, and I'm really not. I'm really not. I enjoy this game for everything that it is. And I've come, like I said, I've come to appreciate it. I know I'm kind of taking a different approach to this. I usually don't start my walkthroughs with kind of a monologue, but I feel like this game kind of needs it. The developers have only ever made 3 games: Shadows of the Colossus, Ico, and the recent The Last Guardian. I never played Ico, and The Last Guardian I got lost in so bad that I ended up quitting. These are not my type of game. As far as I know, Ico is around the same kind of puzzle, but with a little bit more hack and slash. And I'd be willing to replay it, to play Ico. I probably should. But, you know, at the time, the only one of these games that I've played is Shadows of the Colossus to completion. The story doesn't get all that much explaining. And again, the ending is bleh, in my taste. Personally, I feel like there could have been a better ending for all of the shit that you go through. But basically, your girlfriend died, and you call upon the gods to revive her. And the gods tell you to vanquish 16 Colossi, and she shall be revived. I don't know how many of you people know how the game goes, what happens, the ending. I'm not going to spoil anything. And I'm going to do my best to give this game the respect that place began from the renaissance of intersecting points. They are memories replaced by ends and knots and etched into stone. Blood, young sprouts, sky, and the one with the ability to control beings created from light. In that world, it is said that if one should wish it, one can bring back the souls of the dead. But to trespass upon that land is strictly forbidden. You don't ever learn much about the boy, about the girl, about the horse. Other than the horse can, you know, is made out of titanium, I guess. I'm serious. At the end of the game, you will see this. He is made out of, like, titanium. Oh yeah, let's do this. Y'all shadow bitches want a piece? Havat thee, vile demons! Guess what I thought? Bitched out. I'm not doing a very good job of giving this game the respect it deserves, am I? I'm sorry. But I will do my best to provide comedy. Thou Pat possesses the ancient sword. Thou art mortal. Are you Dorman? I was told that in this place, that at the ends of the world, there exists a being who can control the souls of the dead. Thou art correct. We are the one known as Dorman. She was sacrificed for she had a cursed fate. Please, I need you to bring back her soul. That maiden's soul. Souls that are once lost cannot be reclaimed. Is that not the law of the mortals? With that sword, however, it may not be impossible. Really? That is, of course, if thou manage to accomplish what we ask it. What do I have to do? Behold the idols that stand along the wall. Thou art to destroy all of them. But those idols cannot be destroyed by the mere hands of a mortal. Then what am I to do? In this land there exist Colossi that are incarnations of those idols. If thou defeat those Colossi, the idols shall fall. I understand. But heed this. The price you shall pay may be heavy indeed. It doesn't matter. Very well. Raise thy sword by the light. And head to the place where the sword's light gathers. There thou shalt find the Colossi thou art to defeat. So I want to do something different for this game. I haven't done something like this. Now be on thy way. So I want to do something different for this game. Something that I haven't done since my first actual review, or game, Dead Space. But what I'm going to do, instead of doing a different video for every chapter, I'm going to do a different video for every Colossi. Starting with, of course, the intro. So I will be back in moments.